1992 Subaru SVX. The SVX is the most un-Subaru Subaru ever made because everyone who makes a Subaru video has to make the same dumb 3 jokes. Douchebags, German shepherds, and
lesbians.
But none of those work here. Do you even know what you're looking at? This is one of the most amazing cars ever made in the 90s, and I'll bet you never heard of it.
But I can't sleep. I can't speak until we drive the SVX.
God, you know, when people say they don't make cars like they used to, right here, this is what they're talking about. When you're looking at this thing, it kind of looks like an S14, a Nissan S14. The SVX is such a remarkable car because it has aged so well. The SVX doesn't adhere to any design standards that Subaru has made before or since. It stands alone as this weird thing. I mean, look at it. It has no roof rack. It isn't boxy. It has windows like a DeLorean. And underneath and inside, it gets even weirder. The SVX is a righteous lighthouse on the vanguard of moral engineering. I mean, this is proof that man's work, or through man's work, we will reach a heaven of our own creation. Because this is the official car of the modernist movement. Oh, we're getting into literature again.
Oh, you're gonna take this. I'm gonna shove the book right down your throat because you're not reading enough. You have to crack open books. When you're done with this video, you go to the library, you look up something, you start reading. Ugh.
All right, look. The Subaru SVX was Fuji Heavy Industries' first attempt at breaking its luxury performance car hymen. The car is a mishmash of comfort and performance that didn't really have an obvious market for a variety of reasons, and not the least of which is that this car is the official car of Sticker Shock. I'm not going to tell you the price yet. The sleek interior was designed by Giorgio of Ital Design, and with an unconventional 2-piece power slide windows. For us Westerners who live their life according to JDM rules, this is a derivative of the how am I going to pronounce this? Alcyone. It's named after the star in the Subaru logo. The SVX designation stood for Subaru Vehicle X, which makes it sound like a Mega Man game but less cool. It runs off of a 3.3-liter flat 6. And not a flat 4, this is a flat 6. How much horsepower does this engine make? It depends on who you ask. The owner says 225. Message boards will say 230 to 235, and braggarts will say this thing makes 250. I don't doubt that this engine could make 250 horse. It's a flat 6. Of course it can make 250. But I'm splitting the difference and saying that this engine, when it was new, made 230 horsepower at the crank. Now this all sounds great, right? This is a sleek car. It's got a flat 6 engine, makes a good amount of power, and has 4-wheel drive. It doesn't look like it, but it does. Full-time 4-wheel drive. Rather, all-wheel drive, right? And how did it do? Bombed. Seriously, this car sold 5,280 units in 1992, 3,859 units in 1993, and by the time it got to its last year, this car was still in production in 1997, they sold 640 in America. More people paid to see Chumbawamba in concert than purchase an SVX in 97. Do you want to know why? Okay. The base model of the Subaru SVX was $24,000 in 1992. That's $40,396 in 2015 money. Now, if you load up an SVX, if you loaded it up, got the top of the line one, which included a factory in-dash CD player, and you have to understand that a lot of factory CD players in the early 90s were in the trunk. You would just control them from the head unit. And if you got the SVX with leather and whatever else, the price was $28,000 in 92. That's $47,129 today for a freaking Subaru. And remember, this is 1992. Subaru was still making the damn Brat and Loyale. And that's what Subaru was known for. Boxy cars for squares and elementary school librarians. Turbo WRXs and various flavors of the EJ20 engine didn't even come to America until the latter half of the 90s. And we didn't really get the STI until 2000. I know you could, Subaru forums will argue about when the Impreza really got here in its modern form, but that's an argument I don't want to take sides on. Imagine, in 1992, seeing this thing. Ooh, look at this, it looks nice. And then finding out that it's a Subaru. And then finding out it costs BMW money. Nope. Oh, and it gets worse. Subaru lost $3,000 on every SVX sold because it was produced during Japan's bubble economy. And so the total losses on the SVX totaled $75 million. That's a big-ass M there. Now, they tried to offer a front-wheel drive only version that was $5,300 cheaper than the standard all-wheel drive base model, but this debuted in North America in July '91, smack in the middle of the pre-Clinton recession. You just can't offer up a car whose base model price tag is in excess of $24,000 and tell customers it's a regular affordable car, because for most people at the time it just wasn't. And even if it were, it didn't have any inherent benefits exclusive to the model. Granted, this was the first Subaru to exceed Japan's government-mandated size regulations, which limited engine size to just 2 liters, but even with whatever appeal that might have held, this just wasn't a car anyone really wanted or needed. Now, I could go on for 3 videos about how revolutionary and unsung the SVX is, but we've been at this for a while already, so I'll just give you a taste. Here's 7 things you need to know if you know nothing else about the SVX.
And so let's give the SVX its due. Despite